Tech Garage, presented by RockAuto.com, is brought to you by Custom Auto Sound, the originator of classic car OEM fit radios since 1977. BrothersTrucks.com, your #1 source for 1947 to 87 Chevy and GMC truck restoration. And by RockAuto.com, all the parts your car will ever need.
Well, welcome back to Tech Garage, presented by RockAuto.com. Now, only on Tech Garage are you going to get the coolest demo on the planet, a complete cutaway of a door. Well, what's going on inside a door? Well, before we look at that, remember, when taking your door panel off, use these special tools. We got these at RockAuto.com. You got little clips, pins, all different stuff going on inside of there. Just take your time. There's no really service manual for that. Take your time, be patient. Now, what you waited for? Check this out. I can run this window up and down. Here's the window motor right there. And if you look at the back side, man, look at that regulator unit. Everything's pulling up and down inside of that door. Door locks, just as easy. Here's the mechanism. We actually put it on the outside of the door so you can see it. Lock, unlock, right there. Got your child safeties here, bypass everything, stops it, or then we open it and you lock and unlock. Now, in order to check voltage, it's pretty simple. If you were down in your door, just pull the door panel off, switch your meter over here to DC volts. They're bi-directional motors. What does that mean? Well, you usually have 12 and a -12. One lock one way and unlock the other way. So if I come over here and I unplug this door lock mechanism right here, you guys, I'm gonna go in the 2 wires. They're bi-directional. One's lock and one's unlock. You don't want these to touch. You want to keep them separated. So what I'm gonna do is hold it right there. Now, if I come over and I lock, you can see there's 12 volts. Now, if I go the other way, it's a -12 volts. Positive 12 volts, -12 volts. So it's actually shifting that solenoid to the left, to the right, lock and unlock. That's what works the door. Window motors, just as easy. Come down to your window motor. For example, you think it's not working back and forth and your switch is working good, you come down here, you actually go across those 2 terminals. When I go across those 2 terminals, once again, not allowing them to touch, that's going from positive to ground. That would be a short. You want to keep it that way. Now I come up this way, you got a 12 volts. You go down, you got a -12 volts. Positive 12 volts, -12 volts. Same thing. It's bi-directional motor. Running that window up and running that window down. Man, that's a great look of how a door lock and windows work. Dave, you got everything under control over there?
Well, John, we've got a handle on this situation over here. Here's the handle itself. Now, Josh, you removed this. First, you took off the plastic cover, and that exposed where the bolts are, a couple of 10-millimeter bolts. And I noticed you backed them out slowly. You know, from the top to the bottom, went back and forth. That was to keep it all together, to make sure the bolts didn't come out.
Doesn't want to fall on the ground, right?
Yeah, keep track of those like we talked about lug nuts earlier. Very good. So that's how we got to this point, and what happens now?
Well, now that you have the handle off, that gives us access to this little panel right here that holds our door lock button. So we can just pop this in here. Now the temptation is to go get you a little flathead pocket screwdriver, or you make a little butter knife to pry these up, but you don't want to gouge your trim. So
you've got to live with whatever you do to your trim for the rest of eternity. And so you're going to be looking at that gouge you made in it. You got to use the right tool so you don't live with a lifelong heartache there.
Yep. Lucky for us, this was not too bad. Just a couple clips on this side and this side. And it pops loose. I'm going to go ahead and take this clip out.
All right,
you take your door lock button, plug it in there, and we'll see if we can toggle it back and forth, see if that messes with our actuators over here.
Give it a shot.
Nice.
Look at that. It was the switch.
That's it.
There we go. Just as simple as that. And when we come back, John's going to talk about steering in this week's Garage Ed. You do not want to miss that little lesson from the professor. We'll be right back with more Tech Garage presented by RockAuto.com, so do not go anywhere.